What is happening, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live, talking about this upcoming UFC 263 breakdown. I just took my meds, so I feel like I'm on fire. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to break down this UFC slate for y'all to, and I'm excited about this slate. And this is going to be a great matchup. The prelims are fire. The main event's amazing. We have Diaz back. We have Edwards here. Rocky Boy. I mean, it's a hell of a card, in my opinion. Like I said, I just took meds, so I feel like I'm ready to go. I feel like I'm finally ready to go to war, it feels like. So I wanted to knock out this video, no pun intended, and I am ready to dig in. So before we begin, always hit the like button for me. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's been a ton, as y'all know. I have the betting odds pulled up, and I have DraftKings salaries pulled up. So we're just going to take this fight by fight, starting with the main event on the card, which is Izzy versus Vettori. So, if y'all remember me tweeting out, that was a hell of a press conference that they had together. They're ready to go. The price for Vettori is 6'9", is disrespectful in my opinion. If we look at the betting odds, he's a huge underdog. So, this is the main event. It's going to be fireworks. These guys hate each other with a passion. There's no ifs and buts about it. They do not like each other whatsoever. So, this is championship time. It's a 5-round fight, obviously. And I think that given that's a 5-round fight, I'm giving this edge to Vettori. I think he's more capable in a 5-round fight than Izzy is, if we look at the past. So Marvin has looked great on the mat, and that's a huge plus for him. You really have to look at that point, because Izzy on the mat is what scares me. At 9'3", he's going to want to be striking, while Vettori can mix it up with the grappling aspect. That's why I like Marvin here, because of that grappling. I think if he has to go for the takedown, Izzy is not going to be able to stop it, and I don't think Izzy is ready and capable for the takedown defense. So, in my opinion, the game plan for Vettori is going to be outstrike him early, and then go for that grapple, shoot for it, and then take him to the mat and win this fight. So, I think the price at 6'9" is disrespectful. I love the price tag for Vettori at 6'9". I love the betting odds on him as an underdog at 220. So, I'm taking it. It's a dog or pass fight for me, and I'm taking Vettori here. So, going down to the co-main event, Moreno and Figueiredo. This is a close fight. The betting odds have shifted a ton. It used to be a pick'em, but this is going back and forth. This is the co-main event, 5-round fight, obviously. These guys also, they hate each other. This is why this card's going to be so fire, because these guys do not like each other one bit. So, this is a great fight. I love this fight a ton. This is going to be bloody and nasty. Fig, I mean, we know what the monster he is on the feet. He's going to want to grab. He's going to want to strike him. Sorry, he's going to want to strike him as much as he can and try to cross him up. I think Brandon, though, has stepped up to the plate. I think he's ready for this fight. I'm not counting him out. He's super durable. I mean, the baby face is durable as heck. That's crazy to me how durable he is, Moreno. So, he's fast on the feet, durable. He has all the qualities in order to beat Fig, in my opinion. Does he overtake him, though? At the 175 price tag, I'd rather go Vettori here at that price tag for the betting perspective. So, I think Fig takes this fight. My heart wants Moreno, but I think my head wants Figueiredo. So, I'm taking Figueiredo in this match. I think the 9-1 price tag is a little bit scary. I mean, we know how he is. He could easily get penalized. We've seen this beforehand, obviously, with him, how he's basically just a cheater overall. So if that gets any backlash, I mean, y'all can see he gets points taken away nonstop. He grabs the cage a ton. That's how he is. He's a scrappy, nasty, bloody fighter who just gets in there and wants to get the job done. While Moreno, on the other hand, is like the hero aspect. So, I hate to say it, but I'm taking Figueiredo. Do I want to pay the negative 205 price tag for him on the bet online? Not really. So, I think if this does go under, though, 4.5 rounds, if y'all want to click that bet, I do like that bet at under 4.5 a ton. I don't see this going 5 rounds. So, moving on to the Nate Diaz and the Leon Edwards fight. Go, lock, and load under 4.5. This fight's going to end in a knockout. Plain and simple. We know how this is going to go. While look for it on DraftKings, Leon Edwards is 9'5", Nate Diaz is 6'7". Y'all might think, oh, Nate Diaz is only 6'7", lock and loaded. It's a 5-round fight. 5-round fight for Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz. That's not great for both of those guys. They both want to get this fight under 3 rounds. If that, I'm hyped for this fight. Diaz is back. This is a huge selling point for Nate Diaz. So, I think Leon Edwards is obviously the bigger and stronger guy. He's obviously with the muscles, The physical aspect of his is there. Nate Diaz, the vegetarian, doesn't eat meat, obviously. His bone, I mean, his skin is just not there. If he gets hit, he's going to get cut and get bloodied up. That's the problem for me, is if Leon lands a couple shots, Nate Diaz is going to bloody all the way up, all over his face, all over his chest, everywhere. And that ref is going to stop the fight. We know how the refs are lately. They're going to stop this fight real quick. So, in my opinion, this is all Leon Edwards. I'm locking in the under 4.5 at negative 135, even though it's juiced. I love that price tag. I think Leon Edwards, you can even lock him in for a TKO. I think he's going to knock him out. The 9.5 price tag, he's going to have to get a first-round knockout in order to pay off this price tag on DraftKings. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm all in on Leon Edwards here. Damien Maia versus Belal Muhammad. So I have a little bit mixed opinions on this one. If I can find it again. Now, this is weird how DraftKings has it pulled up. I don't like it. So, here we go. Muhammad at 9,000, Maia at 7.2. I'm loving, again, the underdog here at Damien Maia. I know, he's over 40 years old. Belal Muhammad's a young prospect on the rise. UFC wants him ready to go. I know, I get it. But hear me out. Damien Maia, one of the best grapplers in the game of UFC ever. He's a legend in the grappling aspect. Belal Muhammad has only fought strikers. He has not fought, in all the fights that he's not fought a grappler. He's only fought strikers. That's the issue for me is Damien Maia, he's a grappler. And Belal Muhammad, we don't know how he's going to do with grappling. Is he ready for the grappling aspect of Damien Maia, a legend in the making? No, I don't think so. That's my issue for me. Is Belal Muhammad has to stuff the takedowns in order to win this fight. Can he do it at the 9,000 price tag? No. Can he do it at negative 230 bet online price tag? No. I'm loving Damien Maia here. I think he out-grapples him completely. I think he shows this young kid what the UFC is all about and that he needs to work on the grappling. I'm taking Damien Maia here as a sub. So if you want to get to that prop, I would love that, to get Damien Maia by sub. I think he easily does it, in my opinion. Belal has to handle business here. I mean, the grip strength of Damien Maia is unbelievable, in my opinion. That if Belal Muhammad wants to handle business, he's going to have to clip him and outstrike him quick on the feet in order for this fight not to go on the ground. So if you think Belal Muhammad handles business and outstrikes Damien Maia, I love it then. I see your point. But on the flip side, I'm all in on Damien Maia in this fight. Going on to Paul Craig and Jamal Hill. This is another great fight. I mean, these fights are fired. I love all these fights. So, big price tag for Paul Craig at 6,800 and at plus 240. So, I love this fight. Craig is going to bring it to Hill, and he's the massive underdog. I think he's going to really want to upstick his game here. So, I don't count out Paul Craig, the Bear Jew, but then again, Jamal Hill, the power that he carries in his hands, he is on the tear to knock out Paul Craig. That's where this fight is going to be. Craig is not a striker. He's a takedown artist. This is similar to Belal Muhammad and Damien Maia, but on a whole different level. So Jamal Hill, he's going to want to go for the power knockout. If he can do it, I love it here. At 9-4, he's going to go for that first round knockout. This is over 1.5 and under 1.5. That's an interesting prop. If you want to go risky, go with over 1.5. I think if Paul Craig can block those knockout punches and if Jamal Hill can stuff the takedowns, this is going over 1.5 rounds. So, but for me, I'm going with Jamal Hill. I love Jamal Hill at 9-4. I'm locking and loading him. Plain and simple. Dober versus Riddell. I keep going back and forth on this fight. This is a great fight. Both guys are strikers here. Dober, we know he needs to work on the grappling. That's a huge gap in his game. We've seen it before. Riddell is a huge striker and kickboxer. That's amazing, honestly. And Riddell, we know what his game plan is going to be. He's going to want to go in and use the leg kicks and try to outstrike Dober, but I think Dober outstrikes him. On the flip side, I'm taking Dober here at 8.5. I love the price tag for Dober at negative 145 now. So I'm going ahead and playing that one and going on to the fight that I really, really love, that I cannot wait to talk about with everybody, is the Eric Anders and Darren Stewart. Where is it on DraftKings? Did I just skip over it? I guess so. So, Eric Anders, negative 145. Darren Stewart, plus 125. 8.6 for Anders, 7.6 for Darren Stewart. Y'all know who I'm taking? Give me Eric Anders. Revenge narrative. He's ready to go. It's rematch time. Anders, he should have won that fight over just a dumb knee. He was controlling that fight so much that Darren Stewart, it didn't even look like he knew what was happening in that fight. I'm loving Eric Anders here, plain and simple. This one does not take much to talk about. Stewart is a striker and his grappling's not there. Eric Anders, he knows the game plan here. He's a heck of a striker. And given this fight was only 2 months ago, he's ready to go to war once again. They're really trying to just make me love this bet even more at negative 145. I love it here. Give me Eric Anders. Lock and load that pick for this week. Going on to JoJo Candlewood and Lauren Murphy. So 8-2 for Candlewood. And then we have 8,000 for Lauren Murphy. This is not a bad fight. Candlewood, she's a grappler, great leg kicks, decent fighter overall. Murphy's a bring-up fighter. She's the opposite of Candlewood. She is wanting to get in your face and be aggressive on. While JoJo just wants to kind of lay back and just look at the surroundings to figure out what the game plan is. This is a very close fight. It's a 50-50 in my opinion. The props, I mean, negative 145 to plus 125, almost a pick 'em to me. I think this is, like I said, a super close fight, but if Murphy can't stuff the takedowns, then this is JoJo's fight to win. I'm not really playing it on either side. I'm just kind of crossing this up as a dog or pass and not really playing it. Moving on to Mosar Evloev versus Hakeem Dawodu. This is a great prospect fight. These two guys are really trying to make a name for themselves in the UFC. So, I love this fight. Evloev, he's improved a ton. He's looked amazing. The takedown defense and the striking is super quick to the feet. I love that aspect of him at 9-2. That price tag's huge, though. Hakeem, on the flip side, he's a good striker also. He's a ready-to-go prospect on the rise. I think the leg kicks are there for him. He's going to really want to try to calf kick Evloev to the mat. And he can bring it also. I think this is no pushover fight for Hakeem. I think people are going to take him for granted. I think people are looking at that price tag at plus 193 and locking and loading it. I'm personally looking at Elov at negative 228. I think it's a hefty price tag, though. So, on both sides, I'm kind of just crossing this up as maybe a pass and trying to look elsewhere. And then Alexis Davis versus Patsy. So, going to this fight. So, if we look at this, Panini, so at 8-8, my bad, I didn't mean to click it. Going back, trying to find this one. Give me 2 seconds to try to find it again. There we go. Okay, Alexis Davis at 7-4, Panini at 8-8. So this is a female fight. Obviously, Panini's on a 3-5 win streak. Her striking has been clean on the feet and love the striking. While Davis, on the other hand, is a big grappler. This is the striking versus grappler aspect of the match. So in my opinion, Panini's going to want to cross her up quick and do not let this take to the mat. At plus 170 for Davis, that's an okay price tag. Can she pull this off and show the youngster again what the UFC is made of? Possibly. But I like Panini here at negative 200 as a parlay piece. On DraftKings, not really getting to it at 8-8. I think that's too big of a price tag, so I'm moving on to Steve Peterson and Chase Hooper, which we still need to watch for this fight in case it is off. Steve Peterson didn't make weight, so it's going to depend on if Hooper wants to take the purse or not. Still, I think he personally does. I haven't really seen anything yet about it being called off, so I'm going to still play it, obviously. So, Chase Hooper, negative 106. Steven Peterson, negative 114. This is a huge pick'em. In my opinion, I'm loving Steve Peterson. I think Steve Peterson, he's ready to go in this fight. He's a new-aged vet. He wants to show Chase Hooper what UFC is made of. Hooper's on being so young. I don't think he's ready for this fight. I think he was thrown to the lion's den quick already. Peterson, he had a huge win last fight, and the record's not the greatest, but he brings the toughness aspect to the fighters. He wants to show these young kids what the UFC is made of. He's kind of that building block of the UFC. Plus, on the flip side, he's never been subbed. Chase Hooper, we know what he is. We know what his game plan is. Grappling, no striking. Just grapple, grapple, grapple. So, in my opinion, Steve Peterson should win this fight with ease. At 8-4, I love it. At negative 114, I love it. Go ahead and lock in Steve Peterson here. And then Maia versus Ferdini. So, Luigi, this is a lightweight. Both great prospects in the game. I love both these guys. This is going to be the key piece to UFC this weekend for your DraftKings plays. Is who do you want to pick in this fight? Ziam, a good kickboxer, excellent range on the feet. He's so good. He just can't handle the grappling. On the flip side, Ziam, based on the striking, has more potential. So in my opinion, I'm taking the guy with more potential. In my opinion, with a higher upside, which is Ziam at 8-3. I love the price tag and negative 120 on Bet Online. I'm loving that as a parlay piece. So 83 for Ziam is where I'm taking it. I think he shows up to the UFC. I think he has better class, better potential. So, in my opinion, that's who I'm locking and loading. Carlos Felipe versus Jake Collier. My goodness, I hate this fight so much, but what can I do with Jake Collier? 7'5", 8'7" for Felipe, the blonde-haired. He's ready to go like Brunson. Nobody ever loses with blonde hair, right? So this is a big heavyweight fight. Felipe has been good. He's a real contender. He's the real deal, in my opinion. He has great boxing. The good wins, I mean, they're decent wins, not the greatest. But on the flip side, Collier doesn't need to be in the heavyweight division. Obviously, he's looked okay. Do I think he gets it done here? I personally do not. I don't like Jake Collier at 7'5". I'm just not getting to him at all. At plus 141, no thank you. Does this go over 2.5? That's really juiced, in my opinion. So I'm kind of staying away from the prop market. I think Felipe handles the business here. I think he outworks them. Give me Felipe here. And then last but not least, Matt Ferrola versus Terrence McKinney, the new fight. So this is an updated fight. It was supposed to be Camacho. Can we just talk about how Terrence McKinney, he's a great redemption story. I mean, from what he's come from, I love the redemption story for him. I love that he's coming in the UFC. He's looked good on the regional scene. But Matt Ferrola, he's on a whole nother level right now. I think Ferrola gets it done at 8-9, but I would not be surprised if McKinney comes out balls to the wall and goes out blazing, which he is a huge, basically explosive fighter. So do I think McKinney can get it done here? I do at 6'9". That's a great price tag for him. And he's very quick, but I think Ferrola handles business here. So this wraps up this UFC 263 card. I cannot wait to watch this with y'all on. And I hope everybody has a good and safe rest of their day.